Hi everyone, this is the weekly astrological overview for the week of January 18th. It's kind of hard to believe we're already halfway through January already. I still feel like I'm in 2020 and I've not really registered that we are in 2021 and that, you know, there's a whole like brand new year in front of us and ahead of us. And so, as always, this overview is just a snippet of just the big highlights of the week ahead, and that I go deeper and more detail of the astrology in the Soul Care Cottage, which is my membership program. But overall, this week is pretty tense. We have quite a few like really big aspects, and even though one of these aspects is actually happening on Sunday the 17th, which is kind of before this week happens, I did want to bring it up and mention it again just because it is involving two outer planets, so we will be feeling it. We probably were already feeling it all last week. We will be feeling it throughout this week, and so I just wanted to bring it up again because it still is kind of flavoring the energy, the atmosphere that we are all collectively dealing with. And so that is on Sunday, January 17th, where Jupiter squares Uranus. And so Jupiter square Uranus, just like I mentioned last week, can bring unexpected changes or surprises. Jupiter expands and Uranus is like lightning. You never know what it is, like where it's going to strike, what it's going to do. It is unpredictable. And so this can bring unexpected surprises, but also unexpected growth. And the other thing happening this week that's kind of flavoring the energy is on Tuesday, the sun will enter Aquarius. And so the sun has been in Capricorn, which has us collectively focusing on our long-term vision, our long-term goals, and all the steps we need to take to get to it. But as the sun moves into Aquarius on Tuesday, our vision will shift to how do we grow as a community? How do we all rise up together as a collective? How do we contribute to our local society? How do we make sure everyone is on an even playing field? Because we're all equal, we're all in this together. Aquarius is definitely kind of that mindset of rising tides lift all boats. And so when the sun is in Aquarius, we're really being called to look at how we can contribute and give back to our local community or improve our local community in some way. On Wednesday, we have a major transit. It's 3:38 p.m. Mars and Uranus will conjunct. They will meet up in the sky. And Mars is our action, it's our energy, it's our drive, it's our ego. It's also our aggression and kind of that warrior-like kind of fighting energy. And Uranus, like I've already mentioned, where it impacts us on Sunday, is like lightning and unpredictable and wants to change things up and shake things up. And so putting these two together, this is actually a really explosive transit. It's kind of a really tense, volatile mood where we can really react. We can really overreact. We can just kind of respond to things explosively and respond through our emotions and our passions. And also because this transit does involve Uranus, and Uranus is associated with the internet, we may see some internet outages or things like social media having outages. Anytime I see Uranus in the mix, I'm always like, what social media is going to break down today? And then on Saturday, we have Mars will square Jupiter. And Mars square Jupiter is really a transit that kind of leaves us feeling conflicted, where we may want to be taking action and like get going on something, but we're blocked. We can't actually do that, or we're kind of torn between what we want to do right now versus what is in our best interest for the long term, and that, you know, they're kind of at odds. Like right now, immediate gratification, immediate satisfaction versus long-term visions and goals. And so that transit on Saturday can kind of have us feeling maybe defensive or sensitive or just kind of irritated and irritable. And so overall, we do have a lot of these kind of aggressive energies kind of popping up this week, and that are kind of, the week is kind of bookended by them, and then it's like straight up in the middle of the week on Wednesday. And so this is really a week to make sure your self-care practices are really kind of in place, and you've got everything shored up, that you don't have any energy leaks, that you are really tending to yourself and your needs. So, you know, when you get up out of bed in the morning, it's really tempting to go, okay, I'm gonna look at the phone and catch up and see if I have any like missed calls or emails, and take a moment, even if it's just like a minute, to just drop into your body, take a deep breath, slow down. You know, maybe put your feet on the earth and visualize the earth rising up to kind of root and ground you. Just focus on your breathing for just a few breaths and just kind of find your center, and do that. At least give yourself that kind of moment, that breather, before you jump right into your day. Because if we can kind of find our center, kind of ground, and, you know, get a little bit of distance between ourselves and our inner world and the world around us, that really helps us not react to whatever is happening around us, whether it's good or bad. It lets us see what's happening, take it in, and take a beat, pause for a moment before we, you know, have a outward reaction to it. That doesn't mean we don't inwardly react or have feelings, because of course we do, but we don't need to physically, outwardly respond to those feelings right away. We can kind of let them settle, we can let the dust settle, and mindfully and consciously respond in the way that's in alignment for us. So I hope that was helpful for your week ahead, and if you'd like more insights and more details, I hope you will check out the link below and take a look at the Soul Care Cottage.